There we go. Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Robin with Robin's Re3. Welcome back. This is part 3 of foiling the pumpkin. We went ahead, we painted it black, then every other line or whatever on the skin of the pumpkin I put the foil adhesive. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to foil it the one color. Now I did it this way basically because I wanted it to be every other, because I'm going to do a second coat of adhesive on the other one, and we're going to foil that piece a different color. So what we're going to do now is the ones I already have foil adhesive on that I put it on yesterday, but it's very tacky. You can let it sit overnight. It's best to sit an hour, but you can also let it sit overnight. And it's really easy to correct if you miss a spot. So what we're doing now is we're putting this on the one that we already added the adhesive to. Oops, it's getting over there. We don't want it way over there. We want it over here. I think this is really going to look sharp when it's done because it's going to have two colors. And then we're going to add that trim in between. But see, if I would have put adhesive on this one while I'm foiling this one, it would have attached itself to this one. So I didn't want to do that. That's why we're doing this in parts and in sections. Because I want two colors. Let's see what we got so far. Oh yeah. And the reason I painted it black because that's going to help if you have any boo-boos. You're not going to see it. So there we go. It's already on that one. So we got 5 more to go. Alright. Say hey when you hop on. Let me know where you're watching from. These are the adhesive, the foils from Artistic Painting Foils. I have a link in the comments. But we're going to go ahead and just do the ones that I added foil adhesive to yesterday. This was a white pumpkin that I painted black. So what I'm doing now is foiling those, and then we're going to go back and use the Artiville foil adhesive and foil in between where we foiled this morning. And then we will finish this up this afternoon on my live at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Well, hey Lisa, you found me. Welcome. Glad to see you're here. You can use a vegetable brush, a nail brush. You could use a toothbrush. Any brush works great. Now see, I missed a little over there, which is no problem because I have a little bit here on this still. So we're just going to tuck it down in there and coat over top of it. And you can see how it pulls it off. You can see where the foil is and isn't. There we go. Isn't that looking cute so far? I pulled the stem out. And then I was going to do gold in between, but I got my foils of the month, and I'm thinking this burgundy is really going to make, where is it? They're all rolled on here together. I think the burgundy is going to make it in between. And then I have this black trim. So where the two pieces are separated, we're going to put that black trim down there to cover up. Hey, there you are, Monica. Yes. Well, I'm going live at 2, but I'm finishing up like part 3 or 4 of this. We took the pumpkin, we painted it black, Then I went ahead and I put foil adhesive on every other section. Now we're going back and we're foiling those sections. Then we are going to take the adhesive and put it on the sections I did not put adhesive on yesterday. Because if I would have foiled the whole pumpkin and used one color, I would have been okay. But since I'm using two colors, I kind of wanted to be able to do two different colors on this pumpkin. So this was just an easy way where, see how it's not sticking here because there's no adhesive there. And because I had to do this in like parts, I figured it was best just to go live on here for like the first 3 parts, and then this afternoon go live finishing it up. Because your foil adhesive has to dry an hour in between. So that's how long it takes for it to set up. So I have enough time now to foil this and then add the adhesive, and then at 2 come back and finish the pumpkin. But doesn't that look cool? Oh my gosh, I love this. This is the large print, large spot leopard. And if you follow the link to Jen's page, Artistic Painting, and you must use wax paper because it has a habit of sticking to it if you don't. Okay, so you're in Georgia. How's the weather in Georgia? Okay, I ended up cutting them in 2.5-inch strips because I figure it was easier to work with strips rather than one whole big piece. I wasn't wasting a lot that way. So all I'm doing is putting it on here because it's really tacky. It's set up overnight. Really, really nice. And then I'm brushing on. I may go back at the end and just like merge all these little recordings together. But sometimes you only have time to watch a few minutes here or there. So for those people, this might be an easy way. But I didn't want you to miss a step, and who wants to do a live where you have to sit there, wait for the paint to dry, wait for the adhesive to dry. So I thought this was just easier to do it this way. So I will be on it too, finishing this. And then we'll put our trim on it too. And who knows? I have some vine. We may add some vine. We may add a ribbon. We may add some florals. You just never know. There we go. Yep, that was turned backwards. Let's just fix that. It's so forgiving. It's so easy to work with. I love it. Monica's the one who wanted me to foil a pumpkin, who wanted to foil a pumpkin herself, so I thought, I'll show you. Oh, we need a little there, too. So you can just go back and put it on. There we go. There. All right, we got 2 more to go, and then we'll put our foil adhesive on. Oh, good. So you're following the steps. It's really not hard. I mean, I love when I use this on my horse rail or my welcome wreath ring. It's so much easier than painting all that detailed stuff. And you could do this with fabric, but I really like that with the foil, you're seeing the pumpkin as the pumpkin. And then we got a little bit down here. Okay, we got one more to go. It's just when I'm doing two colors, it's easier to do it in stages. So we've been having a lot. We had a lot of rain last night. There was another tornado warning. Thank heavens we didn't get anything from that. Oh, and one of my YouTube watchers came up for an idea for a new rail. So I told her, great idea, it's in the works. And anytime you give me an idea for a new product, you get the product. So when we're done, I will be shipping her off the rail, because it was her suggestion. Just like the snowman or the gnome snowball one was Rhonda's idea. So she's going to get some Happy Mail. Oh, look at that. There we go. We've got one every other, what would you call that? Spine, or we'll just call it a section. Just making sure we got it all the way to the end here. This is the bottom. See, if I would have put a whole piece over here, I think that would have been really awkward to work with. Well, it is easy. Yes, if you look in the comments, okay, if you go down to the bottom, it says my affiliate link for artistic painting foils. That's the link. What I will do is I will put a list of supplies in there. Like this is the large print leopard. Okay, so for this you're going to need foil adhesive, and this comes in a really small jar too. So this is a bigger jar. It comes in a smaller jar. At the end, when you're all done, you put this final coat on, and that just seals it. That takes 5 minutes to dry. So basically, you get your pumpkin from Hobby Lobby, you need adhesive, you need the final coat, and then you would need the foil. So basically, that's all that's needed for this. Now, I'm in the Foil of the Month Club, where they send us new foils each month. Like this month, it was the lime, it was that teal, it was the pink, it was the galaxy one. Check that out. And then it was the burgundy. And I was going to do, I'm going to try it and just kind of, my plan was to take this ribbon and put the ribbon in between the black, the leopard print, and then add my trim over top of that. Okay, I'm kind of liking this burgundy. I think I may choose that. So I'm going to put the foil adhesive on. I kind of think I'm going to have trouble getting this to lay flat. Jen's even been foiling her shoes and her cowboy boots and her sneakers and her hat. So I mean, you can put this stuff on just about anything. It's awesome. So we're going to go ahead. So I will add, yes, it's just a brush by Liebman. You can use a vegetable brush, a nail brush, a toothbrush. I used this because it had a bigger area. So it's, I guess you could call it a vegetable brush. So I actually have a base here that's for my other computer. And when I was done foiling this, I bet you could use like a paper towel holder. Because see, I don't have a hole that goes all the way through. I took the stem off. Okay, So I don't have a hole that goes all the way through. But this worked perfect for just letting it set up here to dry. Now it's not going to do it. What the heck? I had it sitting here overnight. So yeah, I just put it on there like that. And it was great. If you don't have anything like this to put it on, as long as you put it on wax paper, it will not stick. Okay? So come on off there. So we're going to go ahead and get ready for our next step, which we have to let this sit for an hour. So I'm putting this on. So when I come back at 2 this afternoon, when I go live, Eastern Standard Time, this will be tacky and ready to go to put our second coat on. Then we're going to add our trim. Now what Jen does, which I have got to do, is she puts a little bit of this on a paper plate, and then she puts a little bit of water in there and mixes it up, just a tiny spritz, okay? Because sometimes when you leave it open like this, it starts drying out. I don't leave it open for too long. But you can see where you're putting it. And now you see why I've been working on this in sections, because there was no way I was going to be able to put that leopard on and not have the next foil catch. So it looks like a lengthy process, but really it's not. You could do one in a day. You could paint your pumpkin in the morning, and then by afternoon you can put your adhesive on, let it dry an hour, then put your next color, put your color on, and then do as I'm doing. This is just plain acrylic paint. Mine is actually, I think, from Michaels, or no, AC Moore, but any acrylic paint will do. And what's nice about the trim lays nice and flat, so if I have any divots or anything going on here where they overlap, that trim will go ahead and cover up any of that. Which I just got some adhesive on the leopard, which if you use alcohol, you can rub that off, so I'm not worried. But I think the burgundy is really going to pop against the leopard. So I'm excited to see the final step. I'm thinking of getting some little pumpkins and doing them in, like one in burgundy and then one in the leopard. So I have like a set of 3 kind of complementing each other. Nope, did it again. I'll go back and wipe that off. No problem. And this is just a flat brush that I'm using. And if you guys make any of these, send me pictures. I love pictures. I love pictures of any of the products or anything I've inspired you to make. That's the fun. Seeing how everybody interprets it. Oh, cool. You will love the foils, I'm telling you. I even foiled my golf cart emblem. We restored a golf cart that was given to us, and the finish on the emblem, the silver finish, was rubbing off. So I foiled it, and it looks brand new. I even posted the video. So if you're unsure about the foils, you can even go back and look at any of my foil videos. Just type in foils and they'll come up. Now the foils are sold and I think it's 3-foot lengths and then smaller. The smaller ones are like 325, I think, or 3 something a piece. So it doesn't take, this took less than a sheet. All right, so this is ready to dry. So I'm going to put it back on here to dry. And then when I come back at 2, we'll go ahead and use the other color foil. And then we'll go ahead and use this. All right. What do you mean by any color? You mean paint? Or do you mean foils? Or, I mean, this was a white pumpkin. I just painted it black because I tried to pick a dark color that would help, you know, because this, you can kind of see through this before it goes on. So I wanted to use a color dark enough that, you know, you're just seeing the foil. You're not seeing the underside. Yeah. Yeah, I could have even painted every other one black and left the middle one, you know, every other one white. That would have looked pretty too. You can, the sky's the limit on this. This stuff is so easy to work with. It really does a nice job. Like, okay, the other week we foiled this. I foiled a wood basket, which is around here somewhere, with a chicken. I foiled this, and I foiled a glass vase. So yeah, any of that will look good. All right, I'm going to say goodbye, and I will see you at 2. And if you can't make it, at least you'll have the video. You'll be able to go back and follow the steps. Okay? All right, thanks for joining me. See you later.